Snow White and the Enchanted Forest. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a beautiful princess named Snow White. She had ebony hair, fair skin, and lips as red as rose petals. Snow White's mother, the queen, had passed away when she was very young, leaving her in the care of her loving father, the king. However, the king remarried a wicked and vain queen who possessed a magical mirror. Every day, the queen would ask the mirror, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" And the mirror would always reply, "You, my queen, are the fairest in the land." Jealousy consumed the queen when Snow White came of age and her beauty surpassed that of the queen. Consumed by envy, the queen devised a wicked plan to rid herself of Snow White. She ordered a huntsman to take Snow White into the depths of the enchanted forest and ensure she never returned. The kind-hearted huntsman, however, couldn't bear to harm the innocent princess. He led Snow White deep into the forest and warned her of the queen's treachery, instructing her to hide and never return to the castle. Lost and frightened, Snow White stumbled upon a small cottage hidden amidst the trees. The cottage belonged to 7 adorable dwarfs who were miners by profession. Their names were Happy, Grumpy, Sleepy, Bashful, Sneezy, Doc, and Dopey. Snow White shared her story with the dwarfs, and they welcomed her with open arms. In return for their kindness, she offered to take care of their humble home. Snow White sang while cleaning, and her melodious voice filled the cottage with joy. Meanwhile, the wicked queen, believing Snow White to be gone forever, consulted her mirror. To her dismay, she discovered that Snow White was alive and well, living with the dwarves. Filled with fury, the queen concocted a plan to rid herself of Snow White once and for all. One day, disguised as an old hag, the queen visited the cottage. She offered Snow White a beautiful, poisoned apple. The princess, unaware of the queen's true identity, took a bite and fell into a deep sleep just as the queen had planned. Heartbroken, the dwarves returned to the cottage and found Snow White lifeless. They wept, refusing to bury her, and placed her in a glass coffin so that they could forever admire her beauty. Word of Snow White's plight reached the ears of a young prince from a neighboring kingdom. Enchanted by the stories of her beauty, he journeyed to the enchanted forest to see her for himself. As soon as he laid eyes on Snow White, the prince fell in love and vowed to break the spell. Moved by the prince's love, the forest creatures joined forces with the dwarves to protect Snow White's slumbering form. Their combined efforts weakened the queen's power over Snow White, causing the poison to lose its hold. Just as the prince leaned in to kiss her, Snow White's eyes fluttered open and color returned to her cheeks. The curse had been broken and true love had triumphed once again. Snow White and the prince returned to the kingdom, where they were greeted with celebration and joy. The wicked queen, upon hearing of Snow White's revival, tried to escape but was captured and banished forever. From that day forward, Snow White ruled with kindness and compassion, while the dwarves remained her most loyal companions. And they all lived happily ever after, cherishing the power of love and the strength of friendship in their hearts. And that, my friends, is the enchanting tale of Snow White and the Enchanted Forest.